Kevin Mutai is reporting live from there. Kevin, hi. What can you tell us about the fuel crisis at the coast?
Hi, Smriti, and good afternoon to you. Indeed, the pain at the pump has been witnessed all over the coast region, and here we are joining the broadcaster live from one of the streets here in the county 001. And you can see just right behind me, there's a long queue of vehicles. Some of them have been here since morning, waiting at least for one of the trucks to just come and offload the fuel. This is a crisis, of course, witnessed from various places. This morning we did a spot check in some of the fuel stations, and we identified at least 3 stations are serving motorists along the links road. That is in Nyali, there's Petro City, there's Total, and there's Has. Those are the stations that are currently operating, and indeed it's been a painful moment for motorists, despite the government insisting that there is enough stock of fuel. But according to some sources, Smriti, that we've spoken to, they have told us that this is because of hoarding of fuel, which some of the marketers are currently carrying out. This is because they are waiting for the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority to review some of the fuel prices that is expected on Thursday, which indeed they are saying that the prices might even go up by 20 shillings, and therefore they're waiting with their stock so that they can, cash in on that particular day. But of course also there have been concerns and even spotted by the Kenya Revenue Authority, where some of the oil marketers have been put on the spot for not supplying their commodities for local consumption, and therefore choosing rather to supply fuel to other countries. And of course also this is a concern that the government is currently interrogating to identify who are these suppliers, because what we understand from an interview that we had last week from the Energy Cabinet Secretary Monica Juma, who was in the company of the Petroleum Principal Secretary Andrew Kamau while just inspecting the newly constructed Kipevu Oil Terminal to the port of Mombasa, where of course on that particular day, Smriti, a vessel carrying over 100 million liters of super petrol docked at the port of Mombasa, with the government insisting that all that particular stock has been supplied across some of the depots where the biggest oil marketers here was talking about the multinationals who've been in this particular industry. And of course also one of their biggest concerns, Smriti, has been the subsidy, which they're complaining that they've not been able to get from the government, despite the government promising that, or rather saying or insisting that they've released billions of shillings in terms of subsidy to stabilize the fuel crisis in the country. But this has been going on for weeks now. But let me just quickly, Smriti, to just ask one person a question here, a motorist, actually a tuk-tuk operator, to just give us his own sentiments about how he's felt the situation, what has he witnessed so far. Kwanza kabisa, anza kwa majina, waitwa nani, alafu tueleze kama mwendeshaji tuk-tuk, mafuta iko vipi hapa Mombasa?
Majina yangu ninaitwa Lazarus Mugo, na mimi niko na tuk-tuk hapa Mombasa. Na ile shida tunapitia ni kubwa sana, kwa sababu mafuta imekuwa ngumu kupatikana, kwa sababu unapata ukirauka asubuhi ama ile jioni inabidi upange foreni sana ndio uweze kupata mafuta. Masaa 2.5 matatu, kama umejaribu sana masaa 2, lakini masaa 3 saa nyingine masaa 4. Hata tuk-tuk nyingi, hata magari mengi huko imepindi yamepakiwa kwa sababu ya ile shinda ambayo tunapitia.
Na bei pengine badilika ama vipi?
Bei ile ambayo haijabadilika, lakini shinda ni kwamba petrol station chache sana ndio ziko na mafuta, kwa hivyo inakuwa ni foreni sana kwa wale watu ambao wanaoendesha.
Nam Smriti, what is also worth noting is that some of the sectors have also been complaining about this particular crisis, and one of them is the tourism industry, which projects that as a result of the fuel crisis, that particular sector might be affected, because it's a crucial industry that depends, that the sector depends going forward, because they're saying if at all, despite even the hotels being fully booked for the Easter holiday, without fuel, then how are their clients going to make their way to some of the destinations here in the coast region? So it's a crisis that we are really keeping an eye on, and we will be updating our viewers with regards to the fuel shortage and the entire crisis happening all over the country, and of course also here in the coast region, where we are monitoring all the 6 counties. Back to you, Smriti.
All right, Kevin.